go with, we're in the middle of our letter 12 of book 1, concerning the more, the custom, moreover, or however, in the rite or ritual of picking the virgin, indeed non-existent. They're not extant in the rather ancient writings, except she who was the first chosen, capta prima est, was picked by Numa Rege, by King Numa. 11. Sed a papiam legem invenemus. So we find a Papian law in which qua cavetor there are provisions that by the arbitration or the decision of the Pontifex Maximus, virgins 20 by the people are legentur, are picked or chosen, and then by sortito, by lots, probably out of an urn, in an assembly, in a contion, from this number, fiat they become, of which the virgin's led off, basically. The Pontifex Maximus picks her, and Avesta fiat. So what have we got? 20 girls are picked, and then by a lot they come in the assembly, and is it one from the 20? Anyway, Pontifex Maximus does a lot of this job. Okay, so I'll drop the daily dictionary caveat. Beware, avoid, take precautions, give assurity, or stipulate. So in these writings, there's stipulations about how to take. There's 20 virgins, and the Pontifex Maximus picks that one that he wants to become Vesta. And 12. But from a sortitio, from lots, from the Papian law, it is not necessary nunc now, it's custom to seem to be, for sequis, if there's someone, natus, born from an honest location in society, he may addiat, he may go to the Pontifex Maximus and offer up his filium suam, his daughter, to the priesthood, to the sacerdotium, of which, provided that dum taxet, these observations are safe of religion, or it's observing all these religious conditions, possit habere ratio. This is possible to, this is acceptable by this method or something. And gratia papoia legis per the Senate, this happens. Okay, so this is outside of the Papian law. This can happen, and the Senate will do it. If you're someone who's a decent person in society, they can offer their daughter up for this. 13. Capi, in quotes, to be taken or captured. Moreover, however, the virgin is said to be captured, propterea, because it seems to be called this, because the she's printed, she's grabbed by the hand of the Pontifex Maximus, away from the parent, of whose power she was in, veluti, just as if she was abducted away, capta, taken in bellum, in war. 14. In Libro Primero, in the first book of Fabius Pictoris, quae verba oportiat dicere. These are the words which ought to be said, Pontifex Maximum, when he capiates a virgin, a Vestal virgin, scriptumus. It's written in this book here of what ought to be said by the accusative, as you know, oportio takes the infinitive. Ea verba haec sunt. So these are the exact words. Sacerdotum vestalum. Priesthood, the Vestal priesthood, or sisterhood, or whatever you want to call it, which makes it sacred, which makes it holy, which is the rights, the jus, to make this legal, the rights for the pro populo Romana, for the Roman people, who are quiritabuses, citizens, so that utai quae optima lege, which is done by this optima lege, by this great law, ita, thus it is, you, amata capio, I pick you. So there must have been a Vestal virgin called Amata, and it was written in a book with these words. 15. Pleriqui, very many people, however, moreover, putent is what they do. They think that they ought to be called capta for virgins alone, Vestal virgins alone. Said, but quoque, but also Flamines dials, these are priests of Jupiter, etem, likewise Pontifices, and the Augurers are called Capti, and that's the male version of it there for these priests, basically. 16, actually, yeah. El Sulla, in his Libro, in the book of Rerum Gestarum, of things done, in the second book, he scripts it. He writes thus: P. Cornelius, to who cui was the primum, the first impositum est, to be given the cognomen of Sulla. He was Captus Flamandialus. So that's just an example of what's going on. 17. M. Cato, De Lusitanians, these people concerning them. Must have been a writing of his, so you could say a put in his in that writing. When he accused Servius Galba, does this quote: Tama, nevertheless, still or yet, whatever you want to say, they say, volice deficiat, they want to defect, they want to rebel. Ego me, one's accusative, one's nominative, so the nominative would take volo, and then regarding what's voloed would be an accusative. So I want Skiri to know the optimi ius, that's a neuter, the best laws of the pontifexes. Yam, nay, that's a question. For this sake or cause, shall I be picked as a pontifex because I want to know this? If I want to know, tenere, to grasp the optimi, the best augurium, it's of augurs, if I want to understand this or hold this. Equiz, that's a question for a human. Equiz, it could be male, but it's probably human. Is there anyone, because of this, he wants to capiate me, because of this matter, and make me an augur? So basically, Cato must have written something concerning this. If I want to be pontifex, blah blah blah, should I be taken pontifex? If I want to know something about augury, should I be taken as an augur? 18. Praeterea. Besides, in the commentaries of Labeo, in which are composed or have been composed on the 12 tables, 12 tablets, ita scriptum est, it's written as thus: Vestal virgin neither can be an heir cuiquam to anyone who is intestate without a will, nor can anyone be to her intestate. But the bona eos, but the goods of her shall, they say, will redigui, they will return into the public treasury, in publicum. And this is nearly it for the day. Id quo jure fiat quaeritur. So this is questioned how this jure, this law or condition, came about. 19. Amata, that's what we saw that Vestal Virgin was called. Inter capiendum, when she's been taken by the Pontifex Maximus, she's called Amata, the Virgin is, since quoniam. First one, it was capta est. It is traditum. There's a tradition that's held down that this to have been her nomen. So the original Vestal Virgin had been a martyr, so they follow this tradition. And when they capture another one, they call her a martyr, and that's it.